Welcome back, guys. Today, well, I have a couple different projects going on down here. The Typhon's ready to go. Got a new pack and that, but it's not about the Typhon today. Let me just organize some of this shit. Finally got the parts I need for that baby, so we might work on that a little later. This is my man cave. All the books I like to read. You can see some of the stuff I'm into. Just a little behind a little thing. I'm still this is still in work. I'm obviously a giant Star Wars fan. My favorite author is Terry Brooks, and that's an Omnibot from the 80s. That is a radio control robot. I am still trying to find all the replacement parts to get that thing fixed. It is a collector's item too. So, and I got the Millennium Falcon from the 70s. That's another project I'm trying to hunt down parts for. And then, of course, now, I mean, they used to be there, but right for now, I've been putting a lot of my rigs here. Now, some of this is definitely a work in progress. The Star Wars stuff, the reason it's out and it's down here is that I'm thinking about doing a Star Wars channel, besides the Roughneck brand, expanding it and seeing what's going on there. But what brings me here today is this. Mr. Ryft. Now, this was supposed to be a pros and cons video, and I'm still gonna label it as a pros and cons video. But here's the problem. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this vehicle at all. Like, honestly, it's a vehicle that doesn't quite know what it wants to be. Which is half part of the problem. Well, they try to make it's a rock bouncer by its thing, but it's not very good at any particular thing that it does. Because I need some coffee. It's not a good crawler. It doesn't go slow enough to be a good, excellent crawler. So it's not that. And it's not, even though it's fast, it's not great at high speeds because it's top heavy and it tips over. So if it's not a crawler and it's not a speed demon, because the Typhon's a speed demon, and the Typhon is by far probably my best RC. Like, I mean, hands down, I use it the most. But the Ryft, every time I've used it, I've had issues. All right, so let's get into it. Let's dig into this, and as I'm doing this video, I'm gonna be slowly taking this thing apart. There's things there's things that I'm gonna be changing out. These are some of the parts that I still have. Some screws and stuff. This is obviously a IC5 body box, but you know, let's dig into this. All right, here's my take, and you have to bear with me. And I know I haven't been in front of the camera a lot, but I figured you guys get tired of seeing my ugly mug. And this is an RC channel. It's about the rigs. It's not about me. It's about, yeah, you probably hear that a million times, but that's one of the things I've been trying to do is keep my ugly mug from being a narrative here. My other channel, that's something different, but this channel, I'm trying to focus, double down my focus on this. There will be times you will see me in front of the camera, and in more cases or not, like on a pros and cons video like this is, I should be in front of the camera. But I decided to try this, and you guys let me know what you think. Do you like the FPV version of the pros and cons? Because if so, I'll do this format versus me being third person in front of the camera. This is going to be a project and a half. Some of my tools, I got to buy some new tools. All right. So, pros and cons on the Ryft. Let's get to the heart of it. Why did I buy the Ryft? RBX10 Ryft. Well, I bought the Ryft because I wanted to go to Axial Fest. Axial Fest, as I think any hardcore RC person knows what Axial Fest is. But in Axial Fest, you have to run Axial products. I've never been a big fan of Axial products. There's been one or two that I really liked, and then for the rest, they really fall short for me. Like I'm not a fan. So that is the reason why I bought the Ryft. A lot of people love the Ryft, and I try, and I really do try. Love the, like, I think the body design is kind of cool. I like the open wheel concept. These are all positives. So for design wise and appeasing the eye, I think it's really cool. It kind of reminds me of the Warhog, and that part of this vehicle I really like. But when hands down, why did I buy the Ryft when there's other axial things are, well, I saw some videos. I thought it had the power that I wanted. Like, the thing with crawlers is I'm going to try my hand in crawling again. But the things with crawlers is that they're only good at one thing. They were excellent at one thing. And that is crawling over rocks and things. And sometimes a trail truck. But it wasn't really a trail truck, that I was getting into. And I really wanted something that I could do everything with. Because this was going to be the vehicle that I brought to Axial Fest, which I did not go. Part of the reason I did not go is it is so far away from me, and when I actually tried to look at the expenses, I just didn't have the money to go all the way out and do Axial Fest. I live in Connecticut. There's no Axial Fest type events here. Not in Massachusetts, not in within a day's drive or so of where I live. I don't mind driving, but when you start adding in flights and hotels, and I mean, I know a lot of people camp, but I don't live close enough to do the camping thing. And the cost of all that stuff, Axial Fest became unattainable for me. Now, next year is a different story. And next year, well, I really should have my power tools down here, but I don't because, I'm going to do it this way. It's easier. But I do have power tools. I've got them up in the garage area. So I'm taking this thing apart. But here's the thing on this, and maybe I'll throw some running videos on that. But you also, the first day I took this out, I broke the axles. First day. Uh-oh. We broke it. Damn it. Well, screw it. We're going to drive it anyhow. Holy shit. Woohoo! We broke it. First day, bad luck with this vehicle. Sometimes you just have to cut your losses. But I'm willing to give this one more try. Is why I'm taking this thing apart. And I'm going to be storing it. So until I can gather all the parts that I'm gonna need. And actually, someone beat Kevin Talbot, his channel, and I'm sure a lot of you people know who he is. He's a RC enthusiast from across the seas, and he just released a video on the RBX10 and what he was doing to it. And honestly, he was doing the exact same thing I plan on doing to it, which is quite funny to me. But I'm still going through with my plans. Whether I film it or not is another thing coming. The power plants we choose might be a little different. That's my suspension. I'm not running stock shocks no more. So my suspension might be a little different. Things might change, but overall, we were looking at this. I was looking at the same parts. I saw his video. I was like, son of a gun, he beat me to the punch, because that's exactly what I was going to do to this thing. So I obviously took a lot of these out before. But back to what I was saying. So I have been having very difficult time loving this vehicle. Like, I've already broken the cage. You know, I broke the axles. And yes, I did this upgrade. This was before people were bringing out anything, so I made these arms fit. But I've been having some problems with that too, because some of the angles, like the back is fine, but the front I just isn't working out for me. So do we want to bulletproof the Ryft? That's the question on hand. I'm not shooting to bulletproof the Ryft. I'm shooting to make it the best damn vehicle that I can for making me happy with it. I am so far very unhappy with this. And this is not a project that I'm going to be getting off the ground right away, because obviously, you know, I am very unhappy with this. Son of a bitch. Well, I have two more tools somewhere. So these shocks, as you see, I lost one of the perches. They don't do it for me. And see, I can't, you know, it's top heavy, so And I can't lower the center of gravity because if I try to lower the center of gravity in this with smaller shocks, I lose the ability of having suspension at all in this buggy. And in that case, it might as well be a street rod, and I might as well just eliminate suspension altogether. So there is that. All right, so let's talk about the pros. You know, this has you can run 3S or 4S in a system. In this system, that's a positive to me, especially since I'm not really big on 2S's. 3S is pretty good, but I prefer the power of the 4S. I prefer that snap, and when that snap happens, I mean, obviously I don't have. That's part of the things I gotta freaking order. I hadn't ordered because I didn't know what company I was going to do, but obviously I had, through research and through what was available, I kind of want to get all matching components, not a Frankenstein. So I'm going to be adding parts. So yeah, so that's a positive. The power system in this, to me, is superb. Now, this vehicle has a drag brake. Now, the only reason I could think that they would put a drag brake on this vehicle is it is a rock bouncer. So you need that initial snap to get you up and above, but you don't like. So if you have a rock here and you're like, vroom, and you're going fast, then you have to get a little bit more technical, and then you need that snap to get up and over. So you have that snap, but once you're up and over, you do not want it to roll back. So it has a drag brake, which I really like about it, that it has a drag brake. But a drag brake also makes it harder to control in the air, and that if you're just doing for speed, you might want to shut the drag brake off. But that's still a positive on this vehicle here. That's still like, to me, a positive. So that I actually like. So they did really good on size of vehicle to power ratio. I don't have a complaint about how powerful this vehicle is. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's a monster. Yes, it is a monster. But it's a monster that has all this power that basically makes it break itself. Which is what the point is. Like, you need better components or something. So it being a monster. I think I need to get these wheels off. I didn't really want to take them off. I'm trying to get into here. I could get into there. Yeah, what is the easiest way? Yeah, wheels got to come off. So as powerful as it is, and that is a positive. That is something that I actually think they did well with the power. They just didn't back it up with better components. It's an open diff vehicle, which I think for what it's supposed to do, it was the wrong call. So I'm gonna be putting in lockers, which would be a requirement for this to have if I went to Axial Fest. Well, it's not really a requirement on their part, but from what I've heard, and I even heard RC Girl say that. RC Girl is another YouTuber, and actually I follow her. And she's one of the few female RCers that I know of. I'm not saying there ain't other female RCers out there, but she is one of the ones that are the better ones, and one of the very few that are actually in the spotlight. the hobby is an expensive hobby, and the prices are going through the roof, which is also a problem for me. I don't make any money with these videos. I don't make any. So financially, the channel is hurting. And I'm working on some ideas on how to raise money while at the same time giving back to you guys. Other than the Patreon channel, because that was a laugh and a half. None of you guys seem to want to hop on the Patreon. So we're working on some merch. That should be coming soon, I hope. You know, I'm not looking to make this my career or anything. I just wanted to pay be able to pay for rigs that I can bring to you guys and do interesting videos with. And obviously down here in the man cave, you know, it's a work in progress down here. Like my charger's over there. That's for the most part that area. And then I'm thinking about putting a track down here for mini Z racing and see how that goes. We will see. I might have to go smaller scale than, like, I really like fifth scales. Like, that's generally where this channel excels in. But the problem is the cost of everything is so high. Like, I'm looking into other brands that aren't more mainstream, like Red Cat and everything else for things. But I still like my mainstream brands. A little bit more coffee here. So I took off the fake calipers. I don't care anything about. I want a functioning vehicle versus, you know, super duper accuracy. Like I said, I lost the perch. I was testing this the other day, and this is what got me. All right, so the positive thing. Let's go over the positives. I keep getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, my brain is scattered, but there's very few positives on this vehicle. Overall design, the way the vehicle looks aesthetically is a positive for me. I really like the way the vehicle looks. The power to weight, racial displacement. The power is nice. It's snappy there, but that's pretty much all the positives. Like I said, I'm having a hard time liking this truck. This is a vehicle that is not good at anything. Like, it's too top heavy for speed runs and stuff. It wants to flip over. It doesn't go slow enough to be a crawler, and it's supposed to be a rock racer, which is supposed to be a combination of both. But when you actually do the rock racing, because it's basically rock racing is fast crawling in my book. So you're trying to, you know, knock it out fast and furious way. But as you can see, that's not happening. You know, Fast and Furious style over rocks. That's, to me, is rock racing and rock bouncing. And the fact is, this is not good at it. You know, torque wise, I can't. It has plenty of torque too. Like, I mean, maybe I will change the power system out, but I would have to look into the rules of what I can bring to Axial Fest, because if I'm gonna build this thing, I'm gonna be building it to take the Axial Fest with me, but this is not going to be the primary vehicle for me to take the Axial Fest. I'm telling you that right now. I'm looking into a crawler, and the crawler, I might take this, not the whole power unit, not the motor, but the ESC out of here, and stick it in that crawler. Then I'll have the capable. But once again, I'm not sure on their rules. This was pretty much a stock vehicle that I was planning on taking. That, and like I said, it never happened. Next year it might, if I don't spend all my money running this channel. Like, that's the thing. Like, I spend a big portion of my income on running this channel, which, like I said, if I can't get this channel to sustain itself, that's a problem. All right, so negatives. What doesn't have negative? Like I said, first time, broken axle, had to replace it. First day, got it, was psyched, had the pack all charged up, knew it was coming, got it, went out, and snapped an axle. Okay, that was the first problem. Second time, fixed the axle, put it all back together. Now, that's why these are aluminum, but I'm changing to an actual. These weren't designed for this vehicle. I'm going to be changing to ones that are designed for this vehicle, and you will see in a future video. But these were just Amazon specials. They're about the same length. They're a little bit different, which is throwing my trajectory off of my drive line, which is might be causing me some problems. We'll get to that. All right, so that I kept breaking these little plastic pieces. I replaced them twice. Where these arms hook up into, they would snap because of the torque. And, backflipping off trees, but still, the vehicle should be able to do it. Like, it has almost enough power to do a standing backflip. That's what I mean. Like, it's just shy of being good at anything. So I kept breaking those. So then I bought these arms and I replaced those. So that's a negative. Like I said, they should have built this thing. Or they should have been like, this is the power system we're using. We need to. The quality assurance guys, they should have went in a little deeper and and realized that, better plastics or something. Like, I understand that costs money, but when you're paying $500, $600, $700 for an RC truck, come on, that's not pocket change for anybody. That's sizable money, and this thing just kept falling short. Now, I think I got this at the time before the world went crazy with the money, $400 and some, but still, that's still a lot of money. So basically, I have only a couple positives. Everything I have to say about this thing has been kind of a negative experience for me, and I'm trying to like it. So I'm not going to harp on it. And if you guys had other experiences, that's great. But even back to my comrade across the sea, Kevin Tabbitt, even he said that this thing kind of sucks. It has worlds of potential, but it's a sucky rig. It's a very, 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 very sucky rig. I'm gonna knock over my coffee like an idiot. So, here I am stripping this thing apart. Look at this. Box full of screws. Very unhappy with this vehicle. And I'm not going to sit here make a video of me pulling it apart because, You guys know the song "A Dance About Pulling Vehicles Bar." I will say that's another negative about this vehicle is that to get to the drivetrain, this is not, and it's buried in the middle. I have to take all these screws out, unloose and take the shocks down. This, that, the other, like really, it's not an easy vehicle to work on, at all. What do I do with that? You know, where is it? So, it being not an easy vehicle to work on. You see, I sold the box for this thing. You know, like I said, I'm revamping this whole entire thing. Like we're looking at putting another $500-600 just to get this right. That's sad. Seriously, I'm taking a $500 machine and then I have to freaking put another $500 into it just to make me happy with it. That's not a good thing. Or more. You know, like the arms I want to get, they're $120. Like, that's just for 4 arms. I mean, the axle housings, they're more money. Like, see, one of the rules that I learned about Axial Fest is that you can have different housings that are aluminum, but you cannot change the inner workings that aren't Axial products. So, you know, I'm going to be putting lockers in both the front and rear diff and the center diff. And that's something that might help. Because here's another negative. All right, what got me into ripping this thing apart? Last time I had a weekend off, I putzed with it one day, and I had it out in my yard, and you know, I was just, you know, messing with it, and I would give it, you know, first of all, something's going on with the gearing and the transfer case or something, because it's very loud. This is a very loud RC, and it's electric. Like, it shouldn't be making all that racket. So that's like caused me to be like, well, I'm gonna have to tear into this. Why is it so loud? And I haven't really used it that much. So, I mean, maybe that's just a characteristic of the machine, but honestly, hey, if you guys own one and you find that yours is loud too, let me know. You know, I don't know anybody else that has one of these. My buddy Alden Cost, he don't have one of these, and this isn't his forte. You know, but you know what I mean? It's like, come on. So that's a problem that started bothering me. I was like, why? It sounds awful loud. Like something's not right. Hence, I've only driven this vehicle since I owned it 4 or 5 times. And this being a problem, this is not this is not the answer I am looking for type deal, you know. So that's a negative. And there's slippage. So I'm not sure if the lockouts are going to help with the slippage. But if I put this vehicle at a standstill and I put full throttle and I hit full throttle, it's definitely slipping inside the gear housing before it starts. Like, it's not instantaneous right there, and I want it instantaneous right there. It's a rock bouncer. I need it instantaneous right there to launch it. To have it and then hear something in the transmission start to slip is very alarming, you know. And that's on 4S. Now, if you want to make this into a rock crawler and then gear it differently, put the lockouts in, drop it down to a 3S, like, That's fine, but I really want it to be good at all around stuff, and this is just not it. Did I undo that? That one's undone. That one's undone. That one's undone. All right. What am I stuck on? Something stuck. So obviously I'm trying to take this part as little as possible. Page, which is all right. Now we're into it. Look, see all those parts? I'm probably gonna take these off too. You don't see them. I know people like the scale look, but you don't see them. And honestly, it ain't that big of a deal to me. It's just added crap in my way when I'm trying to fix a problem. But you even hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Hear that? I mean, I know that's dry running right now. I'm just spinning by hand. That's what it sounds like when you're running it. It is actually louder than that. Like, that can't be good. So, in this weird pros and cons video that you sat there or listened to me go blah, 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 here's my conclusion. I just don't know if I like this vehicle. At the current moment, and see, this is what I meant about my angle of my drive line. Like, that's the shortest one. Like, these are slightly too long pushing it out. I could pull it back by lowering it, but it just, the back is fine. It's a nice straight. This has a, and before when I had these down here and switched them, that didn't work. That is my fault. That's not an Axial fault. But overall, this Axial product, that's all I could say. Like, I really was trying to like this vehicle. Like, the positives, aesthetically, it looks great. The power it has, I don't think is overpowering. It is a monstering system, but I think if you backed it up with better components, you wouldn't have any breakage or any problems. The slippage, I have to get into here and find out what's going on in there, so that's something different. That's a negative. How loud this thing is, I don't think it should be that loud, so that's a negative. The fact that everything breaks every time I use it is a strong negative. Right out the box, I was having issues. I'm still having issues, and it's been 4 or 5 months since I've had actually longer than that, probably. I think I got this back in February, the end of February. So issues. The fact that this vehicle is not good at anything, because it's top heavy, you go fast, it'll roll. If you go, so if you do aluminum, you're gonna add a little bit more weight on the bottom, and my hope is that it'll balance itself out. The shocks, definitely replace them. They need to be upgraded. That's a negative. You can get by with these, but they're not the greatest. I could experiment with the shock weight oil, which I didn't bother doing, but like I said, I lost a perch on one. I don't have any spare perches here, so I'm just going to change them out. To what? I don't know. So for me, there's more negatives on this vehicle than there is positives, and my experience with this vehicle has been overall negative, so I'm very unhappy with it. And honestly, I just don't know. So, and I know I'm not, like I said, Kevin Talbot, he has the same things, same feelings. He's just like, ugh. So, and I'm the same way. It's just like, really? They fell so short of what they were trying for. And I wanted something because I wanted to try to do the 5K run with this. I also wanted to do the rock the rock bouncing course with this at Axial Fest. And those were a couple of events that I was going to try to do, but there's been nothing but this vehicle has been nothing about headaches. So I might go a traditional crawler. But that's again like over almost $600. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the price of our hobby is out of control because the price of everything in the world is out of control. But it's basically forcing me to try to figure out how to make this channel pay for itself. I don't buy that many RCs that, I buy 2 or 3 a year, new ones, if that. And honestly, I think I only bought 2 this year. 2 new ones this year. That was it. There might be a third coming, but I don't know. I don't even know which way to go on that. Like, winter's coming, and I know there's a hobby shop with a crawling course, so inside, which is kind of cool. So I might try crawling, but the price of that is crazy. So in my opinion, well, I don't even know what the price on this truck is anymore, but for $499, I would not buy a ready to run. I would buy a roller and then do all the do a build up, rip it down, change out everything you need to do. Rollers are $399, I think. Put your own electronic system in, your own power plant, and you'd be much happier, even though you got to spend a little bit more money than buying a RTR version of the Ryft. And I'm, like I said, I'm trying to like it. So I'm so indecisive about whether I like this thing or not. I'm going to try my best to make it so I like it, but it might be a few months down the line. I got to slowly buy all the parts I need, which aren't cheap. Because like everyone else, I have a life, and this is just a hobby for me, and it's an expensive hobby, and it does not pay for itself. I don't make any money off of YouTube, period. There's no advertisements on my channel. There's no nothing. And, I'm trying to figure out how to raise money to keep this channel alive. Otherwise, this channel is going to go the same way as many other channels and die out. Unfortunately, that's the times we live in, and if I have to cut expenses, well, the first thing to go is going to be my hobbies. I won't be able to bring any more new models, and I won't be able to do builds. I won't be able to do anything. So this is kind of a Debbie Downer. like honestly, this video is kind of negative. So let me try to end it on a positive note. We have some things coming down the pike. I'm working out some shirt designs now. So I don't know the pricing point I'm going to put the shirts on, but it is definitely to raise money. So I have to invest in some stuff for that. And that's all to do with the channel. So we're definitely doing merch, and we're definitely, like I said, we are definitely going to be doing some other things. I'm hoping to get one more new rig before holiday season starts in upon us, but I am tossed up between 3 different ones, and alright, sorry about that, guys. My battery went dead, and this video is actually extremely long, so I'm sorry about that too. It is the nature about these pros and cons videos. And I talk a lot sometimes, and I babble, and you guys don't sometimes like my longer videos, but sometimes it's a necessity. So the verdict on the Ryft is, I just don't know. I don't think it's worth the money to buy an RTR. I think if you're interested in a Ryft, you need to buy a roller and then do modifications to it to make it better. Including getting lockouts into the front and rear and the transmission, new shocks, definitely invest in some aluminum arms of some such, and definitely change out your axles to aluminum, and then, you know, depending on what you plan on doing with it, put an adequate power system in. I mean, the one that it comes with is good, but it can come with better. So mostly negative on it, but so I don't know what else to say on it. I'm actually running out of words, so I'm gonna let you guys go. See, I'm using the word so way too many times here. Someone's gonna call me out on that one, that's for sure. But in conclusion, the Ryft platform, would I buy it again? Hell no. Would I recommend buying it? Hell no. This one gets 2 thumbs down for this product. I just don't know whether I like it or not, and I can't make a, you know, I can tell you this, I've had nothing but bad experiences with this platform, and therefore I am very unhappy with it, and it might end up just being ripped apart, put in the box, and just sitting there. And that's the sad state of things. I know there's a lot of people that like it. This is just my experience, my opinion. Then again, I'm more into, you know, Fast and Furious style rigs than I am crawlers, and even like, you know, and monster trucks. That's more my thing than crawlers and rock racing. It was something I wanted to dabble into because I wanted to go to the Axial Fest and I haven't been able to. I might try my hand at a crawler, but I don't know if that will make me happy either. It's just not my style RC, but for somebody who's into that, it's their style. Everyone has a style. That's one of the beautiful thing about the hobby, is there's something out there for everyone. Small, medium, large, male, female, don't matter. This hobby is overall a very positive community and very positive experience for a lot of people, and the times that we live in are mostly negative. So we need to bring a little light of positivity to the world, and that is why I continue to do Roughneck RC. Once again, I am Michael Payne signing off. Remember to get out there, play hard, play dirty.